What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and this is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, I've got some people messaging me saying, I don't recall President Joe Biden ever saying on the campaign trail that he was going to be promising $10,000 of student loan debt being wiped out, which we're hearing could be happening today. And I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here because I think the comments that come from these people are ones that aren't watching the videos. Those of you that watch the videos, you know that I put the articles on the screen, I show you the date. I even cite the sources so you can read them for yourself. I put them in the description with a hyperlink. And you guys, let's just take a stroll down memory lane so we can recall these promises that were made. Now, also, too, we're going to be seeing if they address them pretty soon here. We're hearing executive actions are coming because it's midterm elections. So they want to get things done and have it fresh in the minds of voters. And we're hearing that this plan that they have, that it's going to work, that people are going to forget, just like people are messaging me. They're going to forget that they have been strung along all this time, and then boom, they're going to pass all this stuff, and it's going to work. Now, let me know your thoughts, but very quickly, take a look at this video footage.
I'm going to make sure that everybody in this generation gets $10,000 knocked off of their student debt as we try to get out of this god-awful pandemic.
Well, now that's student loan debt. That was about 2 years ago. Now, in addition to that, let's talk about fourth federal level stimulus checks of $2,000 because that is the big provision everybody wants to see. We're hearing that was the number one most popular provision. About 80% of the population still today says we should send out more checks, and they're saying it was the number one to help fight poverty during the pandemic. And we're hearing that there is over $800 billion of excess funds from previous stimulus packages just sitting there that they could tap into without doing any more spending, and they could dish it out, checks to everybody in the nation. And we're actually hearing that the announcement today for wiping out student loan debt of $10,000 per borrower, that's going to be tapping into that money. So we're going to see how much of it they're going to be using, but they're saying that that could be a part of that for stimulus checks. Now, just in case you forgot, take a look at this, you guys, and I'm going to link this in the description below so you can read it for yourself. Biden tells Georgia voters that $2,000 stimulus checks will never arrive if the Republicans win the Senate runoffs. And here's a little bullet for you. President-elect Joe Biden said Monday that Americans would receive $2,000 in pandemic relief payments immediately if Georgia voted for both Democrats in the U.S. Senate runoffs. And take a look at the first paragraph from this article. President-elect Joe Biden told Georgia voters on Monday that $2,000 stimulus checks would be sent out to Americans right away if the state voted for Democratic candidates Raphael, Warnock, and Ossoff on Tuesday's U.S. Senate runoffs. So you guys, and he did send out those $1,400 checks, but you guys, people are saying that was not $2,000. Bernie Sanders said, keep your promises. AOC said $1,400 is not $2,000. You still need to send out checks. And we saw proposals rolling out. Take a look. Critics say Biden's pandemic relief plan breaks his promises of $2,000 stimulus checks. And you guys, let's talk about also Social Security increases. Did he say that we should do that? Take a look, you guys. This from President Joe Biden on Twitter. We should also increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. So you guys, these are some of the things that have come out over the course of the last 2 years from President Joe Biden saying that he's going to get things done for the American people. Now, we will see what actually comes to fruition, you guys, but we're hearing that all of this is taking place right now around these midterm elections because they want it to be fresh in the minds of voters. They want to get it through so people will keep them in power. Now, we will see, and as I mentioned to you in my last video, we're hearing executive actions are going to be starting today. We're awaiting an announcement from the president on wiping out $10,000 of student loan debt, extending the moratorium, and we're going to be seeing what else follows that as well. If any of these other promises are going to be coming back. And we're hearing progressives saying they better if they want to win. Now, we will see, you guys. Now, I've got some video footage coming out reminding us of these promises and also sharing with us what we can probably expect to see today. And also, there's a lot of concern around this because wiping out $10,000 of student loan debt, it doesn't just disappear. They're saying they're going to have to tap into other funds, as I mentioned. And also, they're going to be saying that that money that should have been going to paying off that debt, well, borrowers are now going to have that free to start buying things, and it's going to stimulate the economy, and they're saying it could cause even more inflation. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But we're going to take a look at the video footage here, and also wanted to mention www.reliefroadmap.com. I have a comprehensive list of over 100 different programs for stimulus checks. A lot of people think there's only the federal level checks. They're waiting for that $2,000 fourth check from the president, which we might see here very soon. But you guys, that is not it. States, cities, and counties have literally hundreds of billions of dollars. I just got word that there's about $9 billion in Alabama, $27 billion in excess funds in Texas, $300 billion in California. There is tons and tons of money, and they're starting to send out packages and checks and funding. But in many cases, when they have this money, they don't know who's eligible to receive it, so you have to apply. You got to know about it, but they're not spreading the word, so how are people supposed to know that they need to apply? Or even if they're eligible, how do they even know what's available? And it's very sad to see people missing out because this money is only available for a limited amount of time, and we're hearing people are missing out every day, you guys. I don't want that to happen to my viewing community here on the Ram Fam, the Steve Ram channel. So I'm assembling that. And if you haven't already, add your email to the waitlist at www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to the comprehensive list. I thought I had it ready Monday. Turns out I ran into some major technical issues right now. Last night I stayed up to past midnight transferring over all the files onto the website, each and every single program. I'm going to have it ready for you guys here very soon. Thank you for your patience. Bear with me. I want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. So if you haven't signed up already, put your email at that page, www.reliefroadmap.com. Tell your friends, tell your family, spread the word. Let's make sure nobody misses out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into the latest happening right now on a federal level for student loan debt. Now, before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram Fam. All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Please use caution here on YouTube. In the comments, there are tons of scammers. They take my picture, they try to impersonate me, they tell you to contact them on WhatsApp. You guys, that is not me, okay? SteveRam3 on Instagram. Best way to reach me. I will try my best to help you out. And also, consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, where you can learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming on that channel very soon to help you out. But with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at what's coming out we're hearing today on the cancellation of student loan debt and the warnings we're hearing of what it could do for our economy. Let's go ahead and take a look.
President Biden will announce his long-awaited decision tomorrow. Sources tell NBC News he's expected to slash up to $10,000 in federal student loan debt for borrowers who make less than $125,000 a year. The source also says the president will likely extend the pause on loan payments. They were supposed to resume next month. Mr. Biden, of course, campaigned on canceling student debt, and critics say his expected announcement tomorrow falls short of what he promised then.
I'm going to make sure that everybody in this generation gets $10,000 knocked off of their student debt as we try to get out of this god-awful pandemic.
Well, not everybody, he said, just those making a less than $125,000. Timing is everything. Midterm elections are 11 weeks away, and the president's facing a ton of pressure to deliver something on this issue. But many critics warn canceling student loan debt could make inflation even worse. In a tweet, former President Obama's top economic advisor Larry Summers wrote, "Student loan debt relief is spending that raises demand and increases inflation. It consumes resources that could be better used helping those who did not, for whatever reason, have the chance to attend college." Here's CNBC's Perry Russum.
At DePaul University, a week to go until the first installment of tuition is due, a part of the $40,000 students are expected to pay this school year. Outside the gates, we met Perry Pruitt, an art school graduate turned massage therapist who built $35,000 in loans.
When you hear $10,000, what do you think?
I mean, that's way too little. I mean, that's chump change.
According to federal student aid, more than 45 million people owe a collective $1.7 trillion. Those between the ages of 35 and 49 owe the most.
We're definitely keeping our borrowers front and center and our students front and center.
New CNBC polling finds 32% of people say all student loans should be forgiven. 34% say it should be for those in need, and 30% say no forgiveness. The polling finds there's dividing concern on the possible effects on inflation. 81% of Republicans and 41% of Democrats say loan forgiveness will make inflation worse.
If you look at the statistics of freshmen who don't finish college, but they take out student debt in order to experiment with college. If you start forgiving that first $10,000 for people, that just enhances these reckless decisions.
There's been a push to cancel student debt both outside the White House.
Extend the student loan pause payments forever.
And by progressives who try to get in.
Cancel all student debt.
We can cancel student loan debt for 95%.
Back in Chicago, 10 years after graduating, Pruitt says she still has $20,000 in loans.
I know one of the arguments from the older generation is, look, we had college debt, we paid it off. What do you say to that?
I mean, that's garbage. I mean, like, if you're not making a place better for your children, like, nobody should have to suffer because you suffer.
A lack of reaction today on Capitol Hill. Both chambers are in recess until Friday, but there is pushback from the NAACP. That group was looking for $50,000 to be forgiven. Today, as President Derek Johnson was talking about that $10,000 number, he says in part, if the rumors are true, we've got a problem. Shep?
Perry Russum, live in Chicago.
So there you have it, you guys. Now let me know your thoughts. Should this be a priority right now with the possible impacts that it could have to our economy, or should they be prioritizing those stimulus checks? What about child tax credits, Social Security increases? What about backed up unemployment benefits, federal benefits that a ton of people missed out on or got cut short on? Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but we're going to be seeing, because we're hearing progressives are going to be urging the president to do executive actions to address all of these issues, all of these unfulfilled promises, and we will see, and I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But you guys, that is the latest, and with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash the like button for me, helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton here on the channel. Also, if you want to stay up to date, as I mentioned, very quickly, it's easy and free to do. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop on to Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And if you haven't already, add your email at www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to the comprehensive list of every single stimulus check on every level across the nation, working away on that. Hoping to have it ready for you here very soon so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.